show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host, Superman, in the house. Your boy, to infinity and beyond. Hey, look, we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to be looking at where PulseChain is at right now. And yeah, we may have a very bullish week ahead of us, given what's happened in the last week. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Hope you're packing your bags for the bull run. Well, you know it's going to happen. It's coming close, and marketing is very, very close as well. We're going to give a quick update about that and get into the market results on PulseChain and crypto. So hope you guys enjoy it. We're also going to be talking a bit of an update about Zen blocks for those that are familiar with Zen blocks, and so that'll be a lot of fun too. Don't forget to share the show on X. That is the link right there. It really does help a lot. Pump your own bags, as they say. And of course, we've got a couple already in the house. I've already done that. So a big shout out to Serge. You have reposted, so unlike that, Rock Surge in the house demonstrating, and we've got Tyndale as well reposted the stream as well. So thanks so much, guys, for that. Really do appreciate it. So yeah, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. Leading by example, as they say. So I hope you guys are having a good time out there. We got Blair in the house as well. Hi all, good to see you, Blair. Big shout out. I'm just trying to set up the get the screen up on the right hand side here, or left hand side, I should say. So let's see if that works. All right, so let's get into the show. Now, did I have anything else I want to talk about here? Yeah, we might get it. Let's talk about Rack and Michelle's got a giveaway on right now. So we're going to talk about that first. And, if you guys want to participate, get into it. Why not? We've been talking about a lot of giveaways recently, haven't we? The last sort of month. Teams have been doing giveaways. Racken's been doing giveaways. Lots of teams with SolidX, Firewell's been doing giveaways. Has been a really, really, just a beginning, I guess, sort of those teasers for what's coming ahead. So there's $1,000 giveaway anyway for Coinwell. Of course, this big platform that's launching maybe within about 12, 13 days. I mean, that's the estimated time frame, although some people might have it a little bit later, but that is where we've got it right now. And this is lasting until Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's US time, right? US time. So it's already Sunday here down under, but it's American time. We're about 19 hours ahead or something. So yeah, all you have to do is enter, follow Rack and Michelle and Coinwell, like and repost, and answer the questions in the comments. And there's a couple of questions there that will get you. Well, that's the question right there. What is the most important part of crypto financial services to you? Borrowing, trading, farming, liquidity pools, or staking? And then you get some points for getting a good answer. Those are the three characteristics you want in your answer there. And you might have a chance to win. So pretty cool. You're going to be able to choose the prize too: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, or Pulse. So there we go. Pretty awesome. And another big, almost 40,000 views on that. So you better get in quick there. I put a reply in. I don't normally go into the contest, but I thought I'd go into this one. We got farming to earn great APRs, good sustainable emissions, no entry fees, lots of options, single-side staking in both stable coins and variable token options. So that's what I put down. Gives you an idea of how you might want to put it. And I've got 5 different people on that list, so the tag in. So that's how it's done. Hopefully, lead by example. That's what we say. So let's post the link to that giveaway. And a big shout out to Rackham and Coinwell for doing that. So, it's really just creates a bit of vibrancy in the community as well. So there we go. Bam, bam. All right. So let's get into, I don't know what else did we have. I think that was it for the time being. Let's jump into the crypto numbers, I guess. Before we do that, let me jump in here, and we're going to go to have a look at where crypto is right now. So we got the crypto market cap at 3.84 trillion. So it's T with a trillion. It is up 0.2%. We've got 18,480 coins on CoinGecko right now. And let's see where we are on the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's at 108,540. Now, as you guys know, a lot of people wanted the market to hold Bitcoin at 112,000. It is obviously slightly below that. In any case, it's still above 100K. And of course, we're getting, really getting ready to get that big push, I guess, for 130, 140. Now, whether that happens in September, obviously September can be quite a down month, particularly in crypto. Although I think the last 2 years were green. We'll see what happens there. But certainly October, November, December, people were pretty hyper bullish about that. So, and of course, we've got the interest rate cuts on the 17th of September. no doubt we'll at least get a 25 basis point cut then. Ethereum there is at the moment $4,357. That is up 0.6%. So, Ethereum's holding okay. A bit weird, of course. People are, how come, we've got all these strategic ETH reserves buying up all this Ethereum, yet the price, has sort of ebbed between 4,900 and, of course, 3,700, which is kind of where it started. And here we are at 43.50. Now, obviously, we've also seen, even though we've seen those big buyers, we've seen a lot of exchanges dumping down, taking out all the people in their long positions and also shutting down long. So there's been, normally that stuff you would be considered illegal, right? It's a complete manipulation, but they've been doing that. The other thing that we've seen is we've seen that the exchanges overall have got the least amount of Ethereum on those exchanges now than ever. So it's another theme that we've seen there. And of course, price is only based on the last volumes, right? And so obviously we've had a bit more selling than buying, and that's kind of where we are for that 4,357. That being said, because of the supply being sucked out, so to speak, it is being accumulated by these big strategic reserves, and we will probably see more announcements around that, right? So at the moment, the last announcement we had was Bitmine Merchant. That was 78,800, but we know that they've been buying over the last 2 days. So we no doubt we'll get some more announcements about increases in ETH reserves from these big strategic ETH reserve acquisition companies. So that's kind of where we are with Ethereum. XRP right now is at $2.81, up 0.2%. BNB is up 0.1% at $861. Solana there, which was the darling over the last couple of days, tapered off yesterday, is at $201 at down 0.7%. What else? We got Doge there is up 1.2%, 21.5 cents, and finally our top 10 Tron is up 0.2% at 33.8 cents. So that's kind of where we are with the top 10 over the last week. Best performer has been Dogecoin, up 1.2% over the last 24 hours. Over the last week, they're all pretty much down, right? So they're all down over the last week, which is just the way the sentiment goes after that nice little run for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we can see that the worst performer, well, I guess what the best performer is actually Solana, which is only down 1.2%. So Solana's still looking pretty good. And on that note, we had Liberty Swap add Solana over to PulseChain. Solana's not EVM chain, right? So that's pretty exciting. That's a huge thing. And of course, we get access. Every time we get a bridge that sort of makes quick access to one of these other chains, it's basically opening up all that liquidity potential onto PulseChain. So all we need to do is get some green candles, and people start flocking over. And of course, green candles and awareness, right? So a lot of promotion and marketing from the community, and we have seen some people in the community start ramping things up, doing promoting. Now, everyone plays a role, right? And that everybody does. It doesn't matter if you're a big, small, medium, everyone plays a role in spreading the word about PulseChain. And of course, after the Better Bank, hit, we've had many hits on PulseChain, and since the 7th of July, it's time for a new era, right? But you're always going to get those exploits, no matter what chain you're on. But I think we're just going to go from strength to strength here, moving forward. All right, so that's the top 10 right now. Let's have a look at the top 100. Best performer over the last week is Kronos, up 92%. Pretty amazing performance of Kronos at number 22, up 10.6% today. So looking like a boss, real boss mode, and just climbing the ranks really is Kronos, right? We got Story IP at number 58 is the second best performer last week, 33%. We got Pi Network, which is a pretty bad, all these phone mining things, like I say, you can do them. There's free crypto, but they're pretty centralized, the KYC. So you got to decide, do you want the crypto more than the KYC? Do you want to be able to sleep or not? Because you have to mine on these phones, right? So we've got a couple of applications. There's more of them coming out. And so, you've got to take into account. But this is one of the OG ones from back in 2017. And sitting at 39 cents, up 9% for the week. And all of that is today. So just pumped today there. Not sure if there's any news there or whether a market maker's just bouncing it from the bottom. And we've seen market makers move Pi Network before. So we'll see how that goes. But, there's so many DeFis out there now that offer much better ecosystems without the centralization. So, DeFi rules, right? DeFi rocks by a country mile. We've got KuCoin there at the right moment, number 4 at number 73. And KuCoin's a really good exchange. Now, obviously, we're in DeFi. We don't really like centralized exchanges. But if you were going to go through one, we'd have to have KuCoin in the top 5 for that. And that is up 8.4% right now. Number 5 is Form. It's coming at number 90. Looks like it's coming to the top 100. I'm not sure how long it's been there, but probably not too long. and it's sitting up 6.7% today and up 4.4% at the moment. So you might want to check out Form and see what that's all about. Maybe we should have a quick look now while we're at it, because I hadn't seen it before. So let's have a quick look. So looks like it's on BSC or BNB chain there. And it's been around since how long? Not too long, only a couple of months, 20th of March. And the chart's actually impressive. Look at that chart. That's the chart since it's been launched. That's a pretty strong looking chart. Let's have a look. We've got Binary X Pro here. We've got this link tree, but we'll go to the binary one here, see what this is all about. BinaryX.pro is the website. And let's see, it looks like it's got the gaming, right? So Binary X Pro, token swap and rebranding to 4. Okay. It's a fair bit of rebrand there. Got games, is it? AI Hero, Cyber Chess, Cyber Dragon. So looks like a bit of a gaming platform. And in the top 100, though, that's got to be pretty impressive. Got IGO program. I guess these are top tier games. These are the games that it's got. So it would be really cool if we had something like this on PulseChain, right? Now, obviously, we're getting a couple decentralized casinos that are coming, but really nice if we had, a real cool gaming platform. So I'm not aware of anyone that's doing anything. Now, we've got PulseLands coming, which is kind of a bit of a metaverse, but a real gaming hub. It's a lot of work, obviously the gaming, but it'd be pretty cool to see something like that, right? So let us know in the chat if you guys have seen anything like that. I haven't yet seen anything quite strong in the gaming space on PulseChain, but it would be pretty cool. Whoever can do a real cool game and market, I guess, would be pretty neat. So that is that. Let's jump away from that one. So that is the top, moved in the top 100. Pretty impressive for a gaming suite. Now, top gainers in the 1,000. We've got Unstable Coin, Dolomite, and Evil Larry. Evil Larry there. Let's have a quick look at these in the top 1,000. Unstable Coin there, number 735. That chart's looking impressive as well. Another pretty obviously got volatility in there, but I mean it's got a pretty decent uptrend. That's on Solana chain and so forth. So that is Unstable Coin. Looks like a stable coin that's unstable, but up to the right. The other one is Dolomite. Let's look at that. This is sitting at number 466. Been around for not long as it, only a couple of months, since April 24. That is, I'm not quite sure what that's on, but it is Dolomite.io. So let's have a quick look. Get the most out of your assets. Dolomite is the only lending and borrowing platform that can support 1,000 unique assets there, and it looks like it's what's the total supplied? 319 million. So not too bad. Margin trade, MIM. Looks like features earn more holdings. Sacrifice your DeFi native rights. So looks quite the ecosystem. Let me know in the chat there if you've played around with that. It's number 466. Finally, let's have a look at Evil Larry. It looks like a meme coin straight up, but it's been around since when? August the 8th. So it's only been around for about 3 weeks. Chart's pretty volatile, but has made a bit of a move recently. I'm not sure what chain that's on either, but let's have a look at Larry.cat website. That's the website there. That's the cat. Oh my god, it's a vampire cat, for goodness sake! What the fudge? evil Larry cat. No wonder. That's pretty hilarious. Holy heck! Look at those fangs. Look at those fangs. No wonder it's an evil Larry cat. Anyway, so that's pretty funny. Straight away it gets you. But that is Evil Larry. It's number 700, by the way, at the moment. 61 million market cap. So we'll see what happens with that one. Lots of memes, of course. So many memes around. But that is pretty much it. Trending is OpenVPP, Pudgy Penguins, and Kronos there. They're trending right now. Let's have a quick look at Pudgy Penguins. See what the market cap is right now. 1.9 billion is the market cap, sitting at number 70. So those are a couple of rich kids, right? And sitting in Dubai, living the billionaire life. They're at the bars and they're just saying, "Hey, what do you do?" I just launched Pudgy Penguins. What's it worth? 1.8 billion. I think it peaked out like 4.4 billion. Now there's a influencer online who's like he's like a sports guy. He's, built like a real supermodel, and I think his name's Mike something. I can't remember his full name, but he was at a bar in like Dubai with all these young rich guys that have all got different things going. And one of the guys was Pudgy Penguins, like a co-founder or something. So it's pretty hilarious, living the high life there on crypto. Right, that is pretty much it where we are right now. So 3.85 trillion market cap, and we got Bitcoin at 108,800 and Ethereum at just below 4,400 right now. That is where the mark is. Now, obviously, the last big news, the declaration that we have for Bitmine was on the 28th, but we know that SharpLink and Bitmine have been buying more Ethereum. So we've been seeing that on the blockchain, but waiting for that to be declared. Right, so we'll probably get that declared tomorrow maybe, or maybe Tuesday. We'll see. Probably tomorrow. Let's see. So yeah, they're going to go up and up and up, and eventually it's going to have a super big impact on the price. Right, so eventually, really, the supply of ETH is going to really start drying up, and these guys are going to have to pay higher for more ETH. Right, so that's pretty much it. So keep a lookout for that. Remember, we've got about 35% of ETH. So it's about 120.7 million ETH. About 35% is sitting in staking protocols, right? Proof of stake, like Lido and others. So, there's only so much floating around as well. A certain amount on exchanges, etc. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't move, right? It's just in big wallets, OG wallets, etc. Probably Richard Hart's wallet, since he was mining it in 2016. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are. All right, so let's keep a lookout for that. And like I keep saying this, like other times, we could have the same thing on PulseChain. We're a full system state fork of Ethereum. We could have the same thing. We obviously have a different setup in the sense of the sacrifice set, but man, there's no reason why we couldn't start setting up similar structures here on PulseChain. It could be really, really exciting. We got some people in the house, so let's quickly talk to those before we get into PulseChain. Let's jump into that and have a few catch-ups. So we've got Sean O'Malley in the house there. Morning champions. Good to see you, Sean. Now, you're talking about champions. I want to do a big shout out to all the freedom marches in the West going on right now. Australia, I think New Zealand's is coming up. Canada's, England. We are fighting for our very cultural survival in these countries. We have the elites that are betraying us, and they're importing crime and violence and replacement, everything else. So, a big shout out to all those people in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, probably Canada's a bit tougher, but certainly the UK and Europe. It's now or never. It is now or never. So if you're going to stand up to defend your country, then it's now or never. Otherwise, you will be washed over like the history books, and the whole West will fall. So take note. It's now or never. So a big shout out to all those brave patriots out there. All right, so we got Wookie in the house there. Wookie on the spot. Oh boy, good to see you, Wookie. Big shout out. Hexgrader as well. Hey gang, good to see you, Hexgrader also. And I got something to talk to you about later on, Hexgrader. So I'll see you in the Discord after the show, if you can make it. And of course, Matt and Barley in the house there. Howdy, folks. Good to see you, Matt. Big shout out. We got Tombos as well. Morning, everybody. Hey, great to see you, Tombos and Paul O'Shea. Hi, all. Good to see you, Paul O'Shea. And Ireland's another place, right? So Ireland, man. You guys got to stand up because it's now or never. I'm seeing the problems in Ireland is horrific, and we're talking horrific. They basically imported terrorism and everything else in there. The poor young girls, man. The poor young girls. Now, if you guys know that you've seen a little girl with the hammer and I think and a knife. She's now the champion of the freedom movement there, and they arrested her. Right, they arrested her for defending herself against getting raped and pillaged. Unfortunately, we've got evil leaders. Our leaders are pure evil, and that's why you get these things happening, right? So they arrest the innocent and they let the evil flourish. That's when you know you've got some pretty bad people in charge that are wanting to destroy their own people. It's kind of madness, like a form of madness, but it is here. We're in trouble here in Ireland. Absolutely, Paul. I'm with you on that one. So yeah, power to the people. It is now or never. Under the Trump era, it is now or never. And that's where the momentum, and we need to get rid of all those people and hold them to accountable. Not just enough to get rid of them, but to hold them to account as well. Matt and Bali says Raiders are the championship, no doubt about it. Yeah, so the rugby league's on right now, so yeah, it's getting closer. I don't know when is the final 8, is it coming up? I think that's coming up pretty soon. All right, let's get into the rest of it. We're going to get into PulseChain, Pulse gains. We're going to get into the mark here, so day 841. Let's do it. So bam, let's go here. So day 841, we got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0415, down 0.75%. It's kind of been ebbing and flowing, slightly positive, slightly negative over the last sort of 36 hours. We got PulseX at the moment is at quadruple 0, or not 36 hours, probably last 24 hours. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0301. The buy and burn is sitting at 7.69%. and we've got incentive token there, $1.54 is down 1.1%. So we're kind of just sort of sitting there, aren't we? Just sort of after last week's sort of pullback, kind of just sitting idle here. Hex at the moment is at 87 hundredths of a penny. If you want to get that hex, sweet hex, baby, while you can, this is the time to get it, right? We've got EHEX at the moment, 17 hundredths of a penny. Combined price of EX and PX at 1.05 cents. It's going to happen some stage, so you don't want to be missing out, getting, fudge yourself out of your bags. Beats at the moment, super low. Now we are on the weekend, sort of the quietest part of the week. But 606,000 beats, that's the lowest I've seen it since we're doing live streams. 9 tenths of a penny, so less than a cent for a PulseChain swap right now. Moving to the validators, we've had a little bit of increase in the validators the last sort of 2-3 days, 52,398, so that's gone up slightly. I think we can see that jump there. Yeah, a little bit up a little bit there. And they've got the bridge. So we got the bridge. 108 million. So pretty similar to yesterday, is it? Pretty similar, maybe slightly higher. I think we're about 200, maybe 300K higher than yesterday. I think we're at 107.8. So you might be maybe 300-400K higher than yesterday. So that's kind of good. All right, so that is the mark there. I'll bring up the snapshot, actually. Let's bring up the snapshot and see what we were. So I got my snapshots based on the 10th of August. So that's, 21 days ago, is it? Yeah, 21, so 3 weeks ago. And we had 6,700 ETH 3 weeks ago. We now got 6,657. So we're a bit down about maybe 60 ETH or so, 60 ETH or so from then. Our DAI, we had 22.8 million DAI. We got 23.55. So, what's that to? We're basically up about $700,000 in DAI over the last 3 weeks. That's a net increase there. We got USDC. We're at 17.6 million. We're at 19.8. So that's actually been really good. So we're up 2.2 million on USDC. And you can probably thank, Liberty and Ramp Now for that, right? We got USD Tether there, was 5.2. We're now at 5.6. So we're up about $450,000 on the USD Tether, which has been the most interesting one, really. That was always the lagging one, so that's been pretty interesting. And I probably think, Liberty Swap for that, I guess, is the play. So yeah, we've had some increases in DAI, USDC, and USD Tether. Coast is pretty much the same, 5.6 mil. Bitcoin is down. We had about 27 Bitcoin. We're just obviously 25, but the roundings, who knows what the rounding is, but 25 right now. So down about 2 Bitcoin. Probably just less than that, actually. Hex was valued. How much Hex did we have? We had 9.5 million Hex. We got 9.544. So we're only up slightly, maybe 40 million on the Hex. Not even that, maybe 35. And obviously the price of Hex 3 weeks ago was way higher because it was almost 18.9 million, and we're at 16.6 now. So it's kind of an idea of what's happening with the bridge. We've had some good movements and stables there. Let's jump into. We've got a couple of comments about the rugby here out in the house. Stop mass migration. Absolutely, it is wiping us off the map. Let me make no joke. And they had no mandate for it. So our leaders had no mandate for it. They just did it over the last couple of decades, particularly the last 10 years, and especially the last 5 years in New Zealand. And we've got a small population. They will wipe us off the map in no time. So it is a real problem. It's now or never, as they say. Brennan says, congrats, Matt, on the minor premiership. Yeah, on the minor premiership. You're talking about the bottom of you're talking about the spoon, the wooden spoon, is it? Knights need to save Waz season today, says Brennan. You mean they have to lose to help the Warriors stay up high, is that what you're saying? But you don't want to be the bottom of the table either, because you get the spoon, don't you? The wooden spoon, I think it is. All right, so let's jump into the results there for the market. So those are the kind of the headline cores. In terms of the trending, we don't have a lot of green candles on the trending today. So we've got actually, I just realized I'm on the wrong view. No wonder the numbers look weird. All right, we've got 17.2 million. So we're sitting, I think, at about 23 million yesterday. So we're about 5.5 to 6 million lower than yesterday on volume, but it is a lazy sort of Saturday, Sunday, isn't it? And the transactions, 240,000 transactions. Let's have a look at the top performers. So at the moment, we've got Swarm. Now, remember, as usual, I'm not endorsing any of these. We're just reading out what's performing at the moment, not the quality of the asset, etc. So Swarm at the moment has been around for 1 day, so it's pretty much brand new. It's up 186%. We've got Kishka there, a little cat meme. We don't have a lot of cat memes, do we? On PulseChain. little Kishka there. Look at that chart; looks pretty weird. Look pretty weird. But Kishka there, been around for 6 months. Pump tires up 136%. We've got Vouch, of course, launched about 2 weeks ago, up 41%. That's related to, I think, the liquid staking, PulseChain staking, isn't it? I think that one. DevC coin. There seems to be a few people running around DevC coin, DevCoin, and that's been around for 2 weeks, up 40% there. Tom Lee was only launched 11 days ago, and obviously on the back of the Tom Lee theme, but that's 32%. And we got Zendog, which was trending on Ethereum and other chains on PulseChain, and that has been around for 6 months, 23%. And then XRP pump tires. So pump tires coin, 13.4%. So we, pump tires are everywhere, right? Pump tires are everywhere. We got just a Pulse guy, 25 days. That's up 10% as well. Then we've got Liberty there at number 9 at 2.9 cents, up 10% as well. So we've got 9 coins at the moment that are up 10% or more. We got this Pikachu one here from Firewell. I think this was just a playful thing from him, but it's up 10% right now. And then we've got number 11, PulseChain Store, been around for over a year. That's up 9.5%. Then we've got Unity, which is looking pretty cool. So we're going to actually pull Unity aside because Unity, of course, from Cryptographics, doing pretty well there, up 9.5% at $18.22. So defying gravity is the old Unity. There's not a lot of supply around. Probably one of the reasons there. UFO is obviously related to PGC, and of course, this is kind of like the parent-child type of setup, I think. Up 9%. We've got Pepe pump tires up 7% there. Doge pump tires up 7.5%. Hexagon, which is one of the reward tokens for Pulsalium farm, the latest farm to launch on PulseChain. Although we do have a couple more farms coming up from the looks of it. So keep a lookout for that. I think Function Island's got a new farm coming up. But I think there's maybe 1 or 2 others as well. So keep a lookout for that. 7.5% at the moment on that one. Peacock, of course, related to Liberty Swap, been very, very popular. Up 7%. Let's have a look and see how this is going. Market 4.3 million. Not looking too bad there. At just over half a penny. Had already had some profit taking, and it's up 4.3 million. So obviously, I think we talked about this yesterday, but a bit of battle there between Bria token and the Peacock. Now, obviously, Bria's had a bit of a shake-up amongst the team and the leaders and Racker Michelle and Miss Rochelle. So I've been following that pretty closely, and it looks like it's settled down now. So once that's settled down, you can actually make a unified front and onwards and upwards. So we'll keep up to date on that. They could be pretty cool. So that is where we are at the moment for the old Peacock. Let the battle continue, right? Let the battle continue there. What else? We've got Curved token, 5 months, up 6.4%. Another pump tires. There's Zero Trust, 7 days, up 5.7%. Now, there's a lot of the pump tires that make it, because when you're on pump tires, you got to get the bonding curve to bond, and I think that's like $30,000-$40,000 at the moment. And then, of course, you've got to then get King of the Hill and basically bond, and then you get pushed over to PulseX, right? That's basically how the setup goes. There are a whole part of the PulseChain community that play around on the pump tires, right? They play around the pump tires. And then, of course, they play over. If it gets to PulseX, they play over there. Normally, it's the selling, unless there's a bit of a community behind it. Then it might have a chance at actually doing well. So we got Zero Trust right now, up 5.7%. Then we got number 20 is Pump Tires. And this has been, at the bottom of the table, or up and around and down and everything else. This is kind of the main branded token for Pump Tires. It's up 5% today. Let's have a quick look to see where that is at overall. I don't know if it's necessarily the health of the project, but probably is. Once we get a bit of a move on PulseChain, then maybe the Pump Tires will get re-rated as kind of the brand of Pump Tires. So currently at 1.3 cents right now, and the chart's kind of holding in the mid range, as we can see. So we'll see how that goes. It's been around for a while now, isn't it? This is 6 months and 28 days. So that's how long Pump Tires have been around. About 7 months. So there we go. If you ever want to remind yourself how long has Pump Tires been around, just go check Pump Tires. Maybe there's a play there. We got liquid loans on the move there. Of course, a little bit of controversy around liquid loans. And so we've 6 zeros, 7,100 right now. Liquidity 148K. But of course, the controversy is, they got about $52 million. And we've got a small liquidity pool, but it also helps to move the chart a bit easier. And they are working on multi-chain promotion, so you decide on that one. What else have we got going here? We got Doubt token, pump tires up 4%, been around for 6 months. Your mum, with the old Elon Musk, right? This is up 3.8% there at the moment. Solid X. Now, this is obviously another one that we're looking at, and of course, we're looking for a launch for Solid X coming up in September, probably mid September is my guess at the earliest. Had a bit of a sell down today, so if you're wanting to pick up, this is a weekly, sorry. If you're wanting to pick up a bit of a deal right now, then now's the time, right? Now's the time. We always get these foolish sell-offs. Obviously, we've got a bit of a negative sentiment on the chain, but you always get these negative sell-offs, and what a chance to pick up this. Now, not financial advice, of course, but you're banking it on, staking coming up in a couple of weeks. Only 2 weeks, 3 weeks away from here. So this is your chance. That's basically it. That's the tip of the day there. I've got it. That's pretty much it. So, bam, let's put some music on that. So that is Solid X, and let's see how that goes. The other one, of course, related to that, we've got the X game just below it. It's currently at 28/100th of a penny. This is the other one you want to pick up, right? Because X game is going to be the first crash game casino coming up here, and it looks pretty dang good. 30% referral commission as well, and it's going to be multi-chain, and some big influencers over on BaseChain, at least we've heard, are going to be promoting it, including the founder of BaseChain. But watch out, watch the space on this one. Could be absolutely mega massive on the old X game there. There's another little, should I do another little musical there? Let's do the musical thing. It's a new section of the show. magical tips of the day or whatever. But anyway, we got the X game on the move. We've got RSI at the moment, up 3.5% as well. Sparta, and we know there's a lot of Spartans out there that love the Sparta. This has a bit of a hex down, right? Hacks the hex down. And currently it's at 5.7 cents, looking pretty strong too. I mean, it's nice little strong range there. PulseChain's kind of down. I mean, imagine PulseChain taking off. These are all going to go boop up to the right. Hex takes off up and to the right, and we can see actually some pretty solid buying coming in here for the token, right? And it has a large liquidity by comparison, 1.8 million, right? So that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at the website and see how much is in the DAO. Let's have a little sneak peek. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell Wendy's for tendies. We're gonna have a little look. We're gonna a little sneak there. What do we got there? We got Sparta supply, 2 billion. What else there? LP, 15.9. Burned is 1.8. So they burnt most of the tokens from the looks of it. Treasury's got 57 million in it, and circulating is only 110 million. So keep a lookout for this one. Got pretty good setup tokenomics there as well. Now, I don't know why it's not showing up the hex in the treasury. You guys can let me know why that is, but it's not showing that up for some reason. But that is in the play, or the very thing we came to look for is not showing up, so not sure why. But in any case, we've got lots of buying coming in for there. We had some big sellers too, but other than that, it is on the move. Was they have a 5% tax? Is it 5%? I think it's 5%. I'm pretty sure it has a 5% tax, if I remember rightly. 5 plus 5 tax, 5 buy and burn. There we go. So that is on the plate. Now they build up the Hex treasury. If Hex goes up in the price, then they can always sell it into and buy Sparta, right? It's kind of the idea. What else we got there? Most wanted pump tires. Another one of Richard Hart tokens, up 3% there. And we got incentive token down there as well at number 30. So those are top 30 at the moment. So got a lot of interesting players in the move. Moving a bit further down, we got Mafia. Now, we got on-chain bets going to be launching, right? So on-chain bet is going to be launching in September, right? That's the expected time. So, fingers crossed the deadline's hit, but that is the current target there. So if you've got Pulse Pot or BNB Pot, you need to, convert them and get yourself ready for on-chain bet. But then Mafia, we've seen a change in the Mafia, the Mafia timeline, right? So we could end up seeing on-chain bet and Mafia and all these sort of things start to launch together. So maybe we'll see on-chain bet September. If we don't see Mafia at the same in September, then probably October, and then maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, we get PUSD ALGO November, December. That'd be amazing. Imagine a run like that. That would that'd get good old Jacob on the map with his whole ecosystem dropping like a bomb at the right time in the market. That'd be pretty awesome. Now, obviously, we're waiting for ETH price to really rally. It needs to get at least to 7,000-8,000 by my count to get PUSD ALGO up. But those are the marks, and then they could all operate together, multi-chain, right? That'd be pretty cool. So that's kind of the play for Mafia. Currently sitting at 3,800. That's up 3% right now. DAI, pump tires DAI. Obviously, we've got a number of DAIs, right? We've got P DAI. We got good die. We got pump tires die. Pump tires die at the moment, 0005, up 3%. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it just went to Murphy accidentally. Let's have a quick look at P die. Where did it go? Disappeared. It's jumped somewhere. It must have, someone pushed it up or down. It completely disappeared. What the heck? I don't know. Something, either someone bought it up or sold it down and it moved. I was going to have a look at that too. Anyway, we've got Hex and Pulse Hex around 2.4%, as we mentioned earlier. The other one that has been interesting is time dividend. Is that number about 42 right now? And look at this chart. This chart is just on the move here, 0.4 of a penny. And of course, this is basically, you get a wallet. The only really the native wallet on PulseChain, and I mean there is Pulse wallet, but native that sort of got security tags on it is internet money. But you also get this the kind of the DEX, right? It's got or at least swapping, right? Because it swaps and it routes through all these other DEXs, but it's a bit of a DEX aggregator for you. And so it's got the best of both worlds, right? So it's got best of both worlds here. So it's been doing pretty well. That's in a down market where we are now, right? That's in a down market where we are now. So who knows what it's going to do in the up market. All right. Up and to the right, let's say up and to the right. Now down at number 60 and number 61, we've got BBC and 9inch both together again. These have been together again quite often. They're up about 1.3%. Now Hexy Bastard came back, a couple of weeks back, and suddenly came on and said, "Hey, I'm back. We got big things in store for 9inch coming up." And then we haven't heard from him for a few weeks. Now, obviously, PulseChain's not been particularly, buoyant with the old Better Bank exploit, but we'll keep a lookout for that. And of course, they can all turn around pretty fast. And as you guys know, he got about $16 million for that fundraise. So that's another big sacrifice project that has money to potentially help, market, if not pump the chart. So keep a lookout for that. What else? Teddy Beard for Teddy Takeover. I don't know how much Moon King and Ian Heinisch have been talking about it, but that's definitely up 1% right now and sitting just below 0.2 of a penny. We have a quick look at this one. And you can see that's had waves of, had a beautiful run at the beginning. Obviously got sold off pretty aggressively and then had a nice little raise again. Didn't quite get all the way back, but has also come back all the way down here again. Now, look at the RSI on the daily. It's down, almost oversold. So this could be another little pickup of the day. But once again, it's got its cheerleaders, right? The cheerleaders are Moon King and Ian Heinisch and a few others. So take note of that. But that could be another one that may be worth thinking about. Yeah, right now on those charts. So there we go. What else? Let's have a quick look down here further. We're going to go all the way down. So things are moving around on the table. That's why it keeps moving. Let's see what else we've got. Just started raining outside as well. We've had quite the rainy weather. Firewell, which is some more. We've got Solid X, X Game Firewell, right? We've got 4 tokens, 3 pump tires in the original. Then we've got Top Hat here from Crypto Coffee. How's this performing? Let's have a look here. Now, Crypto Coffee doesn't do too much, I don't think, around this, but he is one of the biggest influencers, so it gets that natural kind of ebbs and flows, doesn't it, from them. And I'm not sure how much of the tokens he owns. Probably quite a bit, I'd imagine, maybe. I don't know. But it's at 1,500 of a penny right now, and it's had a pretty unusual chart. Look at that, pretty unusual chart. I think it only really launched. He stealth launched it here, and it really only launched here. That's why we've got this big candle there. And it's currently sitting at 1,500 a penny. Been as high as about 4,400 for a penny, so almost half a cent. Not quite, but keep a look out for that. And of course, he did a really cool video about how to onboard to PulseChain, which is kind of one of his specialties, right? Doing these specialty videos, and that are pretty well. So awesome stuff. The easier it is for people to onboard, the better, right? The better. So that's pretty cool from them. Let's see what else we got going. That's green. Further down here, of course. We got Trump meme coin at 1%. And that's sitting right here. Trump there, sitting at 1,400 of a penny. And then we've got Surf. Now, I want to talk about Surf because Crypto Paradise, these guys have just come back from a retreat and they are looking forward to really getting the old Surf and Crypto Paradise on another round, another move there. So very excited about this. Let's have a look at the market cap on this one because it's going to be pretty interesting. So they got, look at that market cap run up. So they did a beautiful run up, got all the way up to 3.7 million. Currently, it's 865,000 right now. And these guys are pretty much the biggest KOLs on the chain that are consistent. Right? Obviously, there's other ones. There's Somi and there's a few others out there, but these guys are quite prolific with this. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. Going to be pretty huge, right? So yeah, look at that. Let's have a look at the chart. So the RSI almost oversold. That there is looking pretty good too, right? So surf token might be a good one to consider on the pickup there. Yeah, it's magical. It's a magical day. It's a magical day there today. We got a few comments in the chat there about the league, so we're going to get into that in a minute. But let's quickly finish off a few of these, and then we're going to get into some of the other news coming up and talk about that. So let's jump away. We got a few others here, so let's get into that. Now, Ink Dollar is here. It's obviously at $1 because it's a stable, one of our 4 liquidity forks, but we're expecting more from Fast Abdul. He said he's working on a lot of stuff with a lot of teams. So we're looking forward to more stuff there, like Ink. I think it's an Ink Incinerator. I think it's coming up. So it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, Sun Mini Meal, number 76 right now. It's at 4.2 cents. It's slightly negative, but that's obviously interesting. We're going to try and do an update about that shortly. RhinoFi, which has got the big pulse DAO. They've pushed the pulse DAO out a little bit there, but that's sitting at a real nice pickup at the moment, almost flat at 00074. So keep a lookout for RhinoFi. I think we're going to hear a lot more from them in the future. There's PulseChain, that laid new farm, right? The new farm from PulseChain. That is currently at 6 zeros, 13.30 right now on PulseChain farm. And, let's see, as it found the bottom, well, not on the daily, still the RSI, still 37, so not quite oversold yet. On the 4 hourly, let's have a look at the 4 hourly there, just sort of humming along the bottom, really, isn't it? But does seem to, got a little bit of a sideways channel here, but is showing a little bit of weakness there. So keep a lookout for that. PulseChain, who else there? Let's have a look. So everything else is pretty much down. PTC the Greys. PTC the Greys got to be a great buy right now, right? So this is at 0004. And this has got a huge community, right? You're thinking about big communities like PDI. Well, this is a big community PTC, but this is far more an investment, whereas PDI, it's a bit of a Wild West. This is more of a blue chip environment, or blue chip community here. And so this is our first DAO on PulseChain. And, we had a beautiful rally here, just come back now. And, we are getting into the oversold territory. So, maybe in the zone for pickup right now, right? Maybe it could still go down to 3,500, take note. But, it's still looking pretty good there on the daily. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly chart there. Yeah, not too much sign there, but certainly maybe we're about to turn around here. It's the turn bay. It's the turn bay there on this one. So that's what have we got? A little picture. We got a little picture there. Let's see the little picture. I don't know. Little arc. Is this the arc going to work, or should I use the curve? Use the curve. Let's see. We're going to pull it down. So maybe in this bay. Maybe we'll get a bay turn there. Is that pretty? Is that pretty? I don't know. There we go. Get him off. Get him off the show. All right. There we are. There it is. That's pretty much it on the PC the Greys, but that's going to be looking pretty good, right? That's going to be looking pretty good. And I think that deserves a magical. That's looking pretty good there. So what else have we got looking good? Let's see what else. We got ALGO, of course. These are all down right now. So we're just looking for really opportunities. If investors down, not too much happening in Finvestor ecosystem. Let's have a quick look at Finvestor, though. The OG WebShift ecosystem, which was dominating PulseChain for at least a couple of months, is obviously sliding here at $5.25. I'm not too sure. I haven't been in the OG WebShift group. But if you have been in there recently, let us know if there's anything humming with any of their protocols. But definitely it's all quieted down, and so the price is quieted down too. What else have we got going? Let's see here. We got Bria. We talked about Bria here. We talked about Peacock on the move. And let's have a look here. So we have got Bria is back on a bit of a comeback here. And like I said, I've been in the Telegram just to keeping an eye out on this community because there was such a move around with the between the founders and Rackham and all that. But it does look like they may have settled things down and got things on the right front foot. So we may see some good things happening with the old Bria moving forward. Miss Rackham Michelle inside the Telegram there too, dropping some nice pictures of Bria the dog. We got getting slowly and surely towards Coinwell launch, which is getting closer. Now this is based on the 27 days, right? So Rackham put a post out here 27 days. So this is what this timeline is based on, if you're wondering. So we've got about 11 to 12 days. Let's say 12 days for sake. But although Miss Rackham Michelle put in there yesterday in the Telegram group that it could be a month away, but I think it's still probably in this zone. So we're going to still keep on to the 12th of September at the moment. But that is coming up there, and looking forward to a good chance that Bria will be getting an LP pool, one of those sort of 6 or 8 LP pools. So yeah, it could be game on for that one. That could also be an opportunity there as well. All right, so what else we got down here? We got the old Fitzgerald. Now Fitzgerald here, the chart that could not come down, right? The chart that could not come down, and it came down. The chart that couldn't come down can't come down. Four guys own this sort of stuff. They're going to look after it. It can't come down. Well, it calmed down. It calmed down. All right, but let's give the true test. The true test, of course, is pulse. Let's have a look at the pulse, and let's give the true test there. Oh, gee, oh boy, a choche, a cha-cha. Let's have a look at the log. Let's be fair. That was a bit mean on the linear, right? The log there, we peaked out at 1780, and it has come down. Look at that volume. Woo! Hot dog and a dog dog. Choo, 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 as I say. Choo, 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 choo. All right, so we're at 177 right now. That's come down a lot. Oh my god! But anyway, that is the chart that could never come down, and it's come down. But no, the reason why I was, it's still, the chart's fine still. I mean, it's still decent, or I mean, it's still relatively high, but is because it doesn't matter. All you need is one guy to sell or something like that, then it sells. Or you don't need those 4 people. You can have all the people that other people that are holding it, they sell, and so on. So you can decide. I haven't really looked at the chain analysis, just reading the chart as it is, but it is. I've seen this before. I've seen this playbook before. So yeah, it's all I'm going to say about that. I wish everybody the best, of course, in these things as usual. Let's see. So that's pretty much our view of all of the deck screen. We're going to look at Unity in a minute and see how that's getting on, because Unity chart has been holding up like a boss. Although we just like we saw in Taurus, we do expect it to adjust. We do expect it to adjust, right? So that was definitely going to happen. But we're going to look at the chart as well, and then get in all the stats, right? And we might even bring up Taurus as well. Should we do that? Let's bring up Taurus too. And we're going to talk about this journey. So this is from Cryptographics, big influence in PulseChain, tight neck space, and now a founder, and really, I think, pushing the frontier of tokenomics. Who's the other person that we really have looked forward to? I think we've the dude's been doing some really good stuff, and I might have an interview coming up with the dude coming up on Thursday with a new protocol launching on PulseChain. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be on Thursday my time. It'll be Wednesday UTC. It's going to be, I think, 11 p.m. Wednesday UTC time, which will be, about 11 a.m. here. So I'll be starting the show a bit earlier. And that's going to be coming up with the dude. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to look at a new project that's launching on PulseChain. It's going to be a heavyweight. The other one, of course, we've going to be, what else? What do we got there? We've got the dude. We've got Stevie D, the mad scientist. We're looking forward to him. He's obviously holding off because the market's not very good at the moment. So especially for Titan X, right, which could be good DCA for the win. We've got a couple of comments before we get into Unity, though. Let's see who else is in it. And of course, we've got coming up, we're going to be talking about Zen blocks as well, which is not even PulseChain. It's going to be a X1's fork of Solana, right? Let's see here. We got a couple of comments at the top end. Let me just go to the top there. Wookiees in the house there. Green Machine. We got Brendan as well. Brendan says we have to beat the Sharks today. I think you do. I think you have to do that. We got Matt in Bali. Says, hey Brendan, thanks man. What a season. Not yet over, but super happy with the tip of the table, especially before it's even done. Cheers from Matt. Brendan, can you give Superman a big lesson on NRL, please? Hey, look, I schooled Brendan and Wookie in the Discord yesterday. I absolutely slaughtered them. It was a bloodbath on the NRL. It was a bloodbath. They thought I knew nothing, and yet I knew everything. They asked me to make all the calls for their betting, for goodness sake. It was a slaughterhouse there. Woogie says we have tried, but it's mostly not easy, man. It's not tried. You guys got massacred yesterday. It was an absolute massacre. You guys had to get carried off in stretchers. You had to get carried off in stretchers, both you and Brendan. Come on, tell the truth. Brendan says, Matt, he's a slow learner. I asked him for tips the other day and admitted using Google Forms. Oh, that's a lie. Get out. That's a fabrication. That's a fabrication. You wrote them all down eager. You were eager and keen. You were eager and keen there because he'd been losing so much on the games, and I had to give him the winning plays. And I bet he's won on all those calls. I bet you've won on all those calls, Brendan. I know they're not all quite finished yet, but as soon as they are. Wobbly Warriors, yeah, it's the mental game. The Warriors lack the mental game. It's always the mental game. That's how it goes. Here come the Roosters. Yeah, the Roosters probably doing pretty well there. Congratulations, Canberra. Wobble Warriors. yeah. Thomas says Sparta Treasury has about 216 million hex in it. I think they need to move it tomorrow to fix it on the site. Okay, cool. Thanks for Tom Boss. That's a really good update there. Some big things might happen very soon for Sparta too, as the Treasury staking, the hex stakes are due tomorrow. Oh, cool. Okay, that's very, very exciting. Okay, cool. I didn't realize they're doing roller hex stakes there. Big news coming on Sparta in the next few days. There's Sean. Very, very nice. Thanks for the alpha, guys. What else there? Funny one, guys. Go the Knights for today. They need to win. They need to win. Whoever loses the NRL gets the wooden spoon at the end, which just means that both Brennan and Wookie will get the wooden spoon. Well, not Brennan actually, because he's a Knight supporter. Cheers, Matt. Maybe the Sharks will forfeit, so we win. That's what you're hoping for. That's what you're hoping for. Yeah, that's the only way that the Knights can win. Apparently, we got. Let's hope Hexy Bastard is not drunk off the Rockers again. Says where Wally's. Yeah. Well, I can't talk too much about that. It's up for him. It's up to him. It's time for the wires and new to Unity. Yeah, you guys need to have more unities. Brennan says I won 3 bets. Cheers, super lol. Yeah, well, where's my cut? Where's my cut? Was it 10%? I think it was 10%. I was hoping 10%. Wex Creator says I witnessed the slaughters. Yeah, we got a witness. Thanks, Mikey. You're the best. I'll pay you your share after the show. I'll pay you a share after the show. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into Unity. We've got one more comment. Get out, Mikey. Get out. Yeah, we're both in the dog box, so to speak. Or at least, we're in the Knights dungeon or something like that. All right, so let's get into Unity, and let's have more Unity in the chat around NRL. But anyway, we got the price of Unity is at $18.25, guys. And that's really pushing up new highs here. US dollars, what a boss, and especially when PulseChain's been down and all the rest of it. This is looking like really cool, but we don't have much supply out. Let's be frank, or Bill, you choose, maybe Joe. But let's have a look at the ratio to PulseX and see where we're at right now. Whoa, we're pretty much at all-time highs, aren't we? 606,000 PulseX per Unity. That's 606,000 PulseX per Unity. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, pretty awesome. I think I have 100,000. This is my own mark here as the flipning from creating to staking. For those that are familiar with the protocol, and we have a TikTok time machine here. That 10th, I believe, is the 23rd. So that's when we expect the first real supply to hit the market. So you can see we've still got quite a few days with go before we start even getting some impact on supply. So TikTok, it's time to rock, as they say. So looking pretty impressive as the old Unity. And look, we may, I had kind of a call. We may slowly creep up even higher. So we'll keep a lookout and see how close I got to the release of that call. I did have a range, so that's important. Ranges are very important. If you're ever going to make price calls, always have a range, as long as it's something that's seems reasonable. There. All right, so that is the mark there. Let's go into Unity DApp. This is on PulseChain, right? It takes PulseX or Pulse. You put Pulse or PulseX in. You can create. Basically, creating gets you shares, and the shares get your share of the reward pool. That's how it works. Or you can stake the Unity itself and get shares that way. So you can do that. You see, get shares that way. But both creating and staking get shares of the reward pool, right? Which is every day there's more rewards, but it's at a decreasing rate. So total amount of Unity that could be in existence is 125 million. But of course, much of that's going to probably get burnt off and staked and protocols and all sorts of things. So you get the idea. So yeah, at the moment we've got 24,420% because we've got this all-time high prices at the moment, and the daily there 277%. So it is looking pretty juggernaut right now. Staking at the moment is almost 4,000%. 45% per day, and maybe you pay 5% premium to get into staking. That's one of the differences there. So take note of that. All that value, all that PulseX and stuff that gets put in there gets caught in the buy and burn along with the Pulse. And it looks like we've got $407,000 in the buy and burn right now, sitting at 1%. So only 1% of this is being used every day. So what's that, about $4,000 is being used. So that's helping to push the chart up, right? Because there's no supply out for the most part. And there's only very few liquid holders. And so does the buy and burn by itself will just eat the price up, as well as anyone that buys and stakes off the market, right? We do see people do that. The buy and build is thickening up liquidity as well, so that gives it a lot more cushion in the old liquidity. So that's pushing up the liquidity here as well over time, and we can see that that's currently got what $280,000 in it. So that's pretty cool. You can sort of see it's been called as well. It's pretty similar amounts. I think it's 144 calls a day, 10-minute intervals. It's on PulseChain, so it probably gets called all the time. We've got the fractal, which is going to get triggered on day 110. We're only on day 13 right now. 16, we just started day 13. We got another 190, almost 200,000 in there as well. And that will all, on day 110, will get pushed over to the buy and burn. So it's like a top-up booster. Or boost up whatever's in here. But we're only on day 13, so this thing's going to get more and more pulse and PulseX every day and burn more PulseX off, right? So that's pretty much it. The stats right now, 1.8 million is in the pool, and the price is looking juicy. Let's go back to the USD price of Unity, and you can see it's looking pretty friendly. And of course, that means we've got really big payout numbers here. We are down at 99,045 tokens today. So tomorrow we should drop below 99,000. So tomorrow it should say 98 something. 98,900 and something. But yeah, that is day 13. Liquid, let's have a look here. So we've only got 1,784 tokens liquid right now, so not much supply. Total supply is 17,000 coins, so it's slowly dropping. Like I said, by the time we get up to our first supply in the future, I don't think we're going to have, this is going to be a lot lower. Potentially could be as low as, maybe 15, 14, 13 and a half, somewhere. Depends on the staking as well. But definitely, we're buying and burning $4,000 a day. Burnt Unity, almost 3,000, and stake Unity, 6,252. Total shares, 1.9 billion, and total PulseX bought and burned is 1.55 billion, which is pretty amazing, right? It's one of the really cool things about the protocol. Let's have a quick look at the protocol profile. We're going to go to the Analyticals dashboard, have a quick look at that. How am I doing for time? 57 minutes, doing really good, actually. And I must have killed off the NRL talk with all my awesome calls. They realized he knows what he's talking about. He is the alpha of rugby league. Right. So let's go to the log chart there. Is laughing a giveaway? Is that a bit of a tell? laugh a bit. We're at 1,000. We've got 1,500 or 1,600 tokens coming up on the 23rd. So that's our big trigger day. I think that's the day that I had on here, right? So let's go to the PulseX ratio, and that's that day there. I'm pretty sure that's the day, the 23rd there. So let me double check, make sure that my chart's all right. 23, yeah, that's the chart there. That's 23rd, and we can see that that's the first day that we've got a big jump. So we jumped from like 100. These are hundreds. That's 1,000. So we jumped from hundreds into 1,000. So that's the first day. We will probably have some sell pressure, and then we got that lasts for about a week. Then we get to day 29, we got 2,300, and then day 31 we got 3,300, and then by the time we definitely get to day 34, definitely a correction in the market by then. Although we'll probably have it already by then. Some of this will get staked though too, and some people will buy and stake it, so that it will absorb some of the stuff coming out. And then we've got the buy and burn operating as well. So we've got a few forces operating there. But by day 34, definitely a correction in the market, because we've got 13,000 or so coming out then. So that definitely will readjust the market, readjust the price, and so on after that. So it's kind of the days we're here. The next big day after that is day 60. We've got 40,000 coming out that day pretty much, and so on. You can sort of see that we've got different phases of adjustment there. It's kind of where we are right now. So that is cool. Let's jump over to Taurus, shall we? Let's go to Taurus. Now, Taurus is not on PulseChain. It's on Ethereum, but it's the same protocol. But it does take different tokens. It takes Titanx and ETH. At the moment, we're on day 52 in 7 hours. So we're well ahead. This kind of gives us a little bit of a snapshot of what PulseChain will look like, although PulseChain adoption's a lot, the adoption profile is a lot higher and a different profile. So just taking that into account. But we're sitting at 3,000% right now on the creations. And that's 34% per day recovery. And in stake there at the moment, 3,200%, and that's 37%. So, we're pretty close, yeah. So actually, staking for the last 2-3 days has flipped the old creation. We don't see that on Unity yet, right? But it's something we're going to see coming up in the future. But at the moment, this is where we are on the old on the old Taurus. All right, so let's jump over to the burn. And the burn there, we got the buy and burn sitting at the 370,000 almost, 1% per day using for the buy and burn. So it's probably $3,700. We got $250,000 in the buy and build, so it's building the liquidity up. Let's go to find the Taurus, shall we? Do we go find Taurus? We're just going to type it in because we're going to be lazy. Taurus. Bam, that's Taurus. And so we've got $1.63 right now. And so you can see the adjustment, right? So the market adjusts with supply coming up and so on. What else there? So look here. So that adjusts, and we can see that we've actually bounced off $1.49 so far. So we came down yesterday. We're now at $1.63. We're getting oversold on the chart, although the chart's really impacted by the volume. So don't take the RSI too much into account on Taurus compared to a lot of other charts. That is where we are right now. Now, it may signal market speculators to come in because they don't really think about the supply numbers. They're just looking at the chart, and it may signal them to come in. So we might get some activity there. So yeah, we're at $1.63 right now. A little pump back now. Now the tight next ratio is what we really care about. So let's have a look at that. We are below the flippening, right? This yellow line was the flippening mark, and it's approximate, right? So 10 million. And we're below that, right? So that's why the last 2-3 days we're staking as more a high yield with than creating. So that's why we see people staking now. So arguably people could buy off the market and stake, right? So that's kind of the incentive there because you got a better yield, right? So it's encouraging people with the old protocol there, and that's what we'll see on Unity in the future to actually buy and stake because you got a better yield, right? You got to buy the better yield there. And so, yeah, we're already at that point. We're already at that junction. Day 50 to day 52. That was when history was made on the old Unity, right? That was when history was made. It's a kind of a buy signal here, right? It's kind of the thing there. Let's do a little circle. Let's do a little circle there. I need to use more circles and stuff like that. So, and bam, poof. Okay, it's too big. Probably circle's probably not the best. Let's get rid of the circle. Let's put in something else. It's drawing time with Superman. Drawing time. Let's do that. So bam. All right, there is this. We'll make it green though, because it's buying time. So that is it. So that's a big change. The big change. That's what we've been looking for. That's what we were waiting for. This part of the magical maths from cryptographics. So yeah, let's see how the behavior happens over the next week or so. Right, that gives help pushes prices up and yields. Very clever, very clever. Let's see how it goes. We've got the buy and build is at 250,000. And we can see the liquidity at the moment is 100,000, so it's building up with that. So it's about $2,500 a day from the looks of it. Fractal at the moment is let's just say 200,000, and that's going to fill up the buy and burn. So there we go. Now, obviously, this is not Pulse and PulseX like Unity. This is Ethereum and Titanix. Titanix, of course, is way down on the ratio. Ethereum, of course, down at 43.50. As soon as these all rebound, you can imagine the US dollar value of this just balloons. It just balloons up to the right. So it could be pretty crazy. We might get those crazy days in the future. Who else we got on the accounts there? We've got Brennan. What's your comment, Brennan? It's a blank. I thought you had a comment there, though, before. Did you delete it? We also got Kingsway. Do you think Unity is going to crash and die like Taurus? No, this is doing what we expected to see, Kingsway. This is what I don't. Probably worth listening to Cryptographics talk more about it and stuff like that, but this is what we're expecting to see. We expect to see the price get adjusted for supply. Because at the beginning, we only started with 20,000 tokens. It's nothing. So we know that there's millions of tokens coming, right? So take that into account. So we'll get to the stats. Let's have a look at that. So at the moment, we've got $156,000 in the report. So we had 1.8, I think it was 1.8 million over on Unity. That's 156,000. So we will see these adjustments happen on Unity too. And it's going to be at a different profile. That's why we keep looking at the profile when supply is coming out. And on day 52, we've got 96,000 tokens. So on day 52 on Unity, it's going to be the same. We're going to have 92,000 tokens as well. But the value will be different because we're going to have a different price, right? Because there's different maturity of these creations coming out in particular. It's liquid supply, 4,300. So, what do we have? 1,800 was it on something like that on Unity? We're at 4,300 here after day 52. So we're 39 days ahead here on Taurus, but it does have some differences, very important ones. We've got 47,600 tokens. Remember, day one we started with 20,000, so we're at 47,600 after 52 days. So it's not too bad at the moment, but it will blow up soon. And then we've got burnt Taurus, 22,000 burnt Taurus. So the buy and burn's been operating. to help burn off that money off. And we've got 12,000 stake tourists. And this is what we've seen blowing up recently, right? So we've seen staking starting to blow up after the last 3 days because we've had this flipping, right? As soon as the ratio of tourists to Titan X flips, that's what we're going to see. The same for the Unity chart when we see the flipping once we have this big uptrend, maybe up to towards day 23 or so, and then it's going to start coming down the other side. So that's what you can reasonably expect to happen there on the Unity chart after day 23 because of the supply adjustments. Supply and demand has to adjust to all the supply coming out. The burn will still be burning. People will still be buying and staking. But at the end of the day, we've got a lot of supply coming out and it needs to adjust in price. Now, what is the mechanism that we see that's really cool for the adjustment? And that is, we'll talk about it in a minute. But we got total shares 3.43 billion, and we got total Titan X burned 229 billion. Now, remember, the shares will adjust as well because when creations mature, when staking matures, those shares come out of the share pool. So this number will be volatile, I think, once we get up to day number, as we move forward in time, basically, as we get more and more stuff, it's going to adjust, right? So every day from now on, it just keeps adjusting based on creations coming out, creations going in. So that will adjust as well. And of course, if they drop lower, then the rewards go up, right? The yield goes up on the old creation and staking, depending on where we are. So take note of that; it's all going to happen as well. Let's have a quick look at the June report, and we'll have a look at all the supply coming out on Taurus. Let's have a look here. Can I blow it up a little bit there? All right, so let's have a look where we are. So we've got 13.6 million tourists coming out in the future, and at the moment we only have 47,000. So Kingsway, think about that change in supply can be pretty massive. Now, what happens to all that supply? Well, we could see a number of things happen, right? We're already seeing it happen already, right? Since now staking is better ratio, that helps push the price back up. But what that means is that the amount of tourists that comes out, more people are going to be encouraged strongly, put it that way, to stake, right? To stake and get the yield, right? Because the tourists is already out, right? So they're going to be forced to stake, and when they do stake, they get more tourists, right? That's the idea. So that is what we're going to see a lot of stuff to shift. Now, this is ultimately a staking protocol, but whenever the price is too high, then we're going to get the creating, right? The creating will start up again. That will be a high yield. That's kind of the idea there. But now we're kind of entered the staking zone. We had the creating era. We kind of entered the staking era for some time. So we'll keep watching that play out. But that's going to make the price adjust. The price will adjust over time. And what do I suspect will happen? So once we start getting into these days, as you can see, we're going to be ramping up in supply coming in. So the price has to adjust, right? And of course, how much of this will stay on the market or how much will just go into staking? Now, it's designed to stake. So when the stuff comes out, it's not really designed to really dump. There'll be a few people that can dump, but it's really designed to stake. So people will stake for the yields, and people will also buy the stake for the yields. And of course, the yields are much better, right, for staking when that's the case. And that will also help push the price up. And then we get this battle between creating and staking. But day 89, we're going to have 3.3 million coins out. And so what you're coming in, you're saying, hey, look, we've got quite a few coins out now. We're going to have a lot more coins out by day 140. We're going to have 13.6 million. And we're also adding, we're adding 96,000. It gets lower every day by 0.8%. We're adding just a few more, a decent amount of coins for some period of time, right? So I think it's about 8.5 million or something per 3 months to start off with. So that means the price has to adjust, but of course people are going to go in and stake, so that takes all the supply off the market, right? Because the yield's better, right? The yield's better stake, so people go in and stake all those tokens and get in the market. Now, what will this yield be by that time? Well, it might be, instead of 3,200%, it might be 200, 300%, something like that. So, it might be something like that. So, yeah, we've got to adjust. The price has to adjust. The yields will adjust. But they should arguably still be very, very attractive yields in part because we've got this creating and staking. And, of course, the other part is because we've got speculators out there. We have bots and things like that. But really, we've got the buy and burn operating and the buy and build operating and the fractal operating, as well as this seesaw, as it were, between creating and staking in particular. So where people will earn pretty good yields. So that's kind of the idea there. The other things that I suspect we will see is that once we get a lot of the volume out, that we will see some market makers coming in, and they will think, well, we've got quite a few of the coins out now. Maybe it's time, and if they're at a discount of where people think they should be, they will come in and buy large volumes of coins and therefore go and stake them for the yield, right? So we could see some market makers coming in and accumulating a large supply of the old Taurus, and that would be the case for Unity as well. And of course, the timing of this is going to be pretty interesting as well, because we could be very well in the full swing of the bull market there in November, December, by the time a lot of the stuff comes out, right? So, October, November, that sort of period. So, could be pretty exciting where we see that. So, day 140 right now. So let's take day 140. Let's zoom this in, and let's have a look where that might be. So I don't want to go too far, but day 140 is the max day, and so if we do 140 days, that's going to take us out to the 27th of November. So, like I say, if we're right about where the market is, and everything indicates that, then October, November, December could be an absolute banana run. So you've also got that to take into account as well. So you're sort of like floating on air, as it were. So so that's what I suspect we will probably see. Market makers come in here, and it's all driven by the maths, right? So the stake as well. So that's some of the variables we're looking forward to. Hopefully that sort of gives you a few of my views on where Taurus is going. And of course, cryptographics, obviously the ultimate there on insights. He's the one who wrote the code, or at least the mathematics behind it. So definitely check that out. So there we go. So fun times. But the thing is, we're at a very important junction now. And this is the first of many I think we're going to see with this protocol. And this is the magic. This is where the magic really works. So it's fascinating. So far, it's done exactly what we thought it would do. And we are seeing people behave accordingly, where people are seeing the stakes start to rise, right? So let's go down and have a look at the staking there. You can already see it here on the table. Look at this. Instead of having all these creations, so we have all these creations because the yield's better, right? Yield was better. And then we see something like what we're seeing the last couple of days. Look at the staking coming in, guys. This is exactly what we expect to see. So it's beautiful. It really is. He's really made something I think pretty special. Now, obviously, we're still on day 52, but by the time we get to day 89, that's when the first 88 days comes out. We should see a lot of orange ahead of us, and then of course it will flip, maybe flip back over to more blue, creating at some stage as well when the price is right. So. Fascinating, really great. So, and to see the chart there animate, that's kind of neat. Now, the other one, of course, is we have all the positions coming out with the amount of unlocks. You can sort of see them here. And then, of course, we've got this number here. So this number's starting to really grow. So we were under 200. Now it's growing over 200. And this is the number that we're going to see blow up. We already had creations blow up at the beginning. Now we're going to see stakes blow up. And we can already see that creating is sort of dimmed away. It's very low now, 3, 4, that sort of thing, 7. But look at staking is starting to rise. Look at that. Just on key. So, fun, eh? Fun. I think that's pretty cool. Like we're on day 52 on Taurus, so we're well ahead, day 89. So, we're well over halfway to see that magic happen. And of course, this will give us a few blues clues around Unity. But of course, Unity has a different creation profile and an adoption level. And so, let's see how that plays out. But pretty cool, eh? Pretty cool. And this could be the talk of the town, right? The other thing, of course, as we move into the bull market, also the buy and burn values go up in value, right? So every day that moves forward, we capture more and more value in here in terms of PulseX, or in this case, ETH and TitanX. And if TitanX takes off, ETH takes off, in US dollar terms, it all starts to run away as well. So keep a lookout for that. That could be multi-million dollars in the pools by the time we get into October, let's say. Game on. It's going to be pretty fun. Same's true for PulseChain, right? When PulseChain starts taking off in value, then that all goes up pretty fast as well. So that's now in 15 minutes, guys. I think we did it. We did a good show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And a big shout out to everybody with the NRL. Big shout out to everybody in the Western countries that have got their Freedom March on right now. This is the moment, and it needs to be done. So that's all the best for that. We need to protect little girls out there and and the women that keep voting for their own demise in the old Western powers. But it's a good time for crypto as well. So we've got everything heading in the right direction. Just need to keep pushing forward bravely into the future. I hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and hope you enjoy it. We're going to leave you with Richard Hart and God Mode Candles. All right, take care, everybody. Bye for now.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.